Morning, everybody. Morning, welcome. Oh, there we go. It's working. Okay, good. We'll start at 8:15. I'm just getting my screen rolling early. So sit tight and welcome, and we will start shortly. Morning, Rose. Just getting my screens and my music stuff. Good. So sit tight, everyone, and we will start at 8:15. Okay. Well, good morning, everybody. Let's get started. Since it's 8:15 and some of us might have to teach soon, like me. Welcome, good morning. If you are just joining me, this is a wake up and stretch class to get our bodies moving after sleep, bring some mobility back into our joints, and to welcome the day. A really wise yogi, I have heard this yogi say that each day is like a new birth, like a new beginning. And I love thinking about that the nighttime could be like a death, and then the daytime, each new day is a new birth. And so we can choose to try again, and we can choose to have a new beginning, a fresh start. Every single day we have that chance. So this morning, let's think about the day as a new day and see what that brings us, yeah? A new birth, a new beginning. So I want to start standing. It's one of my favorite things to do first thing. Take your feet nice and wide apart, wider than your hips. And we're just going to start with some nice big hip circles in both directions. You can put your hands on your hips if that feels good, but you don't have to. You can go the other direction if you need to. And sorry, I had technical difficulties on my screen there. Circling both sides. And then come back up to standing, some gentle torso twists in both directions. Just really let the arms be easy. Bringing some breath into the body, breath into the spine. Good, good. Let that settle. Just finished up my blanket. Take an inhale. Sweep the arms all the way up overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, hands to the floor. Then we'll do that a few times. Inhale to sweep up, and exhale to fold forward. I'll face the side so you can get a nice side view here for where we're going to go next. So continue coordinating the movement of the body with the movement of the breath. Really enjoying the space that you're creating. Inhale, exhale. And now on our next round, we'll inhale to reach up, exhale, fold forward. Then we're just going to take a little half stretch upwards, lengthening through the backs of the legs and through the spine, and then exhale, fold forward. And repeat that again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, a nice forward bend. Inhale, come up, lengthen the spine, and exhale down. And let's repeat that many times. Grounding down through the feet. Really enjoying the length through your spine. Possibly curling back a little bit to a gentle back bend when you reach up and inhale up. It's a nice option. Finding some extension through the spine. Let's do one more of these. Inhale, come up, and then exhale, but keep yourself vertical, arms down at your side. We're going to roll up and roll down from here. So from the top of your head, just soften the joints and let the head lead you down toward the earth. Hands can come all the way down to the floor, creating a small ball-like form in the body. And then we're going to roll back up from here. So heels reach down toward the ground and then roll up. Let the top of the head come up last if you can. We're really articulating all the vertebrae. We'll do that one more time. Drop the top of the head down toward the earth. Soften all the joints. The hands can reach for the floor. You can shift your weight forward a little bit into the hands. And then roll back up. One vertebrae at a time. Top of the head is last if you can. Woo, one more time. Last time, rolling down. This time we're going to stay down. Shift your weight A little bit back and forth between hands and feet. Just sort of testing your weight shift, testing your core a little bit here. And then come to tabletop, come to all fours. Take a moment to check in that your wrist creases line up with your shoulders and your knees line up with your hips. And then we'll take a few rounds of cat and cow here. So inhale as you look up toward the sky. Exhale as you round your spine and look down. Inhaling and exhaling as you go. You know, just as I said, each day is like a new beginning, a new start, a new birth. Many times I think about all of these yoga postures and movement exercises as brand new every time I do them. So how many cats and cows have I done or have you done in your life? But can you do it like it's the first time every time? So you're really experiencing something new for the body and for the mind in many ways. Take a few more rounds here, inhaling and exhaling. And then come back to center. We're going to do a brief plank here. So step your, can I do this on my blanket? I think so. Step your legs back. And this is your choice this morning. It's early. If you prefer to drop the knees in your plank, that's a perfectly fine choice. Otherwise, lifting the core, the pelvis, the thigh bones. And I like to do a little bit of rocking back and forth, hands to feet, head to tail. Sort of help keep the energy moving through the body. And then exhale, knees can come down and shift back into child's pose, everybody, Balasana. Releasing any muscular tension that may have crept in. Resting in child's pose is a really nice time to set your intention for your practice for the day as well. So possibly while you're here, you have an intention or a prayer that you'd like to offer. So set. Come up just a little bit, everybody, so that you can thread your right arm underneath your left arm for a little figure 4 stretch in the upper body. It's helpful if you can prop your left hand up on the pads of your fingers to give yourself a little more lift and space through the upper arm and armpit region. Also, it's really stabilizing as well. Stay with your breath. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, second side. You'll thread the left arm underneath the right arm. I'm going to turn away from you for this one. Threading the left arm underneath the right. Possibly propping your right hand up on the pads of the fingers. back to center with an inhale. Sit back, shift all the way around and down onto your backs. Heels lined up with your sitting bones if you can. Knees straight up to the ceiling. It's still early. And actually, let's take our feet a little wider than hip distance apart so that we can do some windshield wipers with the legs. So ever so gently. You can let the arms rest wherever they feel best. Mine are on my torso right now, but up to the side is nice too. So there's a little bit of core engagement here. I'm definitely, I've got the abdominals slightly engaged, mainly to protect my low back as I'm letting the legs windshield wiper. And there's also a little bit of twisting I'm sure that you can feel happening at the spinal level as well. Take a couple more of these. Stay with your breath. And back to center. Now bring the legs in. Heels lined up with your sitting bones as best you can. Knees tracking straight up toward the ceiling. Arms at your side, palms down. We'll just roll through a couple of pelvic peels from this position. So inhale at the bottom to prepare the breath. And then as you exhale, tuck the tail and roll up, peeling the back away from the earth, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale at the top when you reach your full bridge. And then exhale, see if you can roll down one vertebrae at a time. Rolling through the spine and back. Pelvis. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, tuck the tail and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Inhale at the top. And exhale to roll down. See if you can really isolate each vertebrae. That's not easy, especially in the morning. Inhale to prepare, exhale to roll again. But it's a really good practice to get into, especially to keep your spines nice and healthy. One more here, just like that, your own breath timing. Inhale to prepare and exhale to roll up and roll down. Good. Let that rest. Hug your knees in toward your chest. Rock a little bit side to side if you need to. Back and forth if you need to. And actually, I didn't plan for this, but why don't we do a little bit of rocking in the spine. Rocking to bring yourself up to sitting. Maybe it takes 3 or 4 to bring yourself up. And all the way around. And then find your way to a downward facing dog from here. So this is probably your first dog of the day, I'm assuming, everybody. If you're joining me in the morning anyways. So feel free to bend one knee and then the other. Shift your hips or your feet or your arms a little bit in place so that you can really settle into what feels like the right down dog for you this morning. And stay with your breath, really lengthening through the arms and the legs. And then from dog, step your right leg forward and drop the back knee to the ground for a low lunge. Again, you can take a moment here and snuggle into the earth, settle in as you need to. Have the back knee if you need to. And then we're going to walk the right leg out to the outside of the shoulders, pretty wide, so we can get a nice deep stretch here. And then just let yourself shift back and forth, a little bit of a lateral pelvic shift. So we're really opening in the pelvis and opening in the psoas on the left leg for sure. And for some of you yogis that might be a little more flexible, you might wish to roll to the outside of your right foot. That feels good for you, letting the knee fall open to the right. I've got my arms pretty wide right now. I'm really enjoying this wide base of support. And back to center. Let's transition through tabletop. So bring the right leg back, and then the left leg can come forward. Take a moment here, snuggle in. I like the word snuggle today. My dance students know I like the word snuggle. And then heel toe your left leg out just a little bit wider than your shoulders so that you feel a lot of width through the body. And then just some gentle lateral pelvic shifts. Also kind of just letting the whole body shift left and shift right. Again, just creating space in the pelvis, opening the pelvic floor, opening the psoas. So now if you have the range of motion with you this morning and you want to roll to the outside edge of your left foot, you can do that as well. Letting the left knee fall open to the left. And then really carefully bring that leg back in, transition through tabletop and back to one more downward facing dog. And check in with your dog. This time it might feel a little different. Might feel a little more spacious. On your next exhale, really carefully bring the knees down and transition to a seated posture. Nice and easy Sukhasana, cross the legs. If it's helpful for you this morning to sit up on a blanket or a pillow, feel free to do that. Bring the hips up a little higher than the knees. Take an inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist to your right. Keep the torso where it is, but turn your focus and look over your left shoulder. So we get that counter rotation through the cervical spine. Unwind from here. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, twisting to the left. Keep the torso where it is. Turn your focus over your right shoulder. Let that unwind. Come back to center. Keep the torso nice and long, the spine nice and long. Drop the chin toward your chest. And we'll take a couple of head and neck circles, once around to the right and once around to the left. Your own timing. Enjoying the fullness of the circle. Take 2 in each direction. Actually, I know I said 1, but take 2 in each direction. So you might have to move kind of slow on the second circle so you don't get too dizzy. Back to center, pulling back up to vertical. Take your hands, we did this last Wednesday, a little self-massage, a little check in with your jaw. Many times I clench my teeth at night. I don't know if some of you do, or you click your teeth at night. So let that jaw release a little bit of tension. Get into the ears and the earlobes. Maybe rub your eyes, rub your face. This is an Ayurvedic thing, actually. Dr. Ladd says to rub your eyes, I think, like 7 times or something every morning. Then come down and give yourself a little neck massage. Up into the shoulders. Come down the arms. Just sort of kneading the bread dough or mashing the potatoes. I sometimes say that to my dance students. And then let the legs come out, shake the quads. Give the IT bands a nice stretch, that outside of the upper leg. Gentle around the kneecaps, but get into the flesh, that fleshy part around the kneecaps if you have it, the way I do. And then into the calf muscles. Give your calves a little bit of love. Down into the feet, if you can. Maybe cross one leg over the other, circling the ankle. If you have the ability to, weave your fingers in between your toes, like your toes and your fingers are holding, your hand and your foot are, they're holding hand and foot. So bring a little space, stretch through the toes. And then we'll do that to the other side. Circling the ankle, if you can, weave your fingers in between your toes. It's a nice thing to do for yourself. Sort of taking a moment for self-love, self-care, checking in with your body. I think it's really important that we make a regular practice out of checking in with our bodies. Toes are a little cold this morning. So come back to an easy seated posture, and like in our last 5 minutes, to close with a short breath moment or a meditation rather than shavasana, because we've just spent a long time laying on our backs, or your sides or your bellies maybe. But let's take a moment for some loving kindness. This is a practice. It's called metta, if you're familiar with the meditation practice, metta, loving kindness meditation. It's a Buddhist practice. And it's a longer practice, but we'll condense it today and we'll just get right to sending our loving kindness out to the world. So normally it starts with the self. May I be happy. may I be peaceful. And then we send it to another person in our lives who needs to, you want to send them happy thoughts. May you be happy, may you be peaceful. And then we send it out to the whole world. So let's go right for the whole world this morning. And close your eyes. Tune in to your breath. And then when it feels right for you, just start repeating some general idea of the phrase, may all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings live at ease of heart. You could say anything that comes to you. May all beings be grounded. May all beings be safe from harm. Take a few deep inhales and long exhales. Preparing to really welcome the new day, the new birth, to go about your daily activities and routines, responsibilities. But as you go forward, you have this new lens now, this new intention that you've set through your loving kindness. That all beings be happy, be peaceful, be healthy, live at ease of heart. I say healthy. May we all be healthy. It's such a simple but such a beautiful practice, and it really can transform the way we interact with others and with ourselves. So I invite you, as you go about your days, either in quarantine with your families, or if you're alone in your apartment and then you go out and interact with people at the grocery store, that you keep sending them your loving kindness. May everyone in the grocery store be peaceful. Whatever. So bringing your hands together in front of your heart. Take a moment to thank yourself for your efforts, everybody. It takes a lot of courage and discipline and strength to wake up and come to your mat at 8 a.m., start your day with a practice. Wonderful. Congratulate yourself for that. And I wish you all a wonderful Wellness Wednesday. Keep taking care of yourselves, everybody. Be healthy, be strong, and I will see all of you soon. As always, I look forward to our next practice together. Namaste, everybody.